Today I'm going to be making something really fun and yummy, and these are chocolate almond crackle cookies. I have 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1 cup of regular white sugar, 1 cup of icing sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of ground almonds, a half a cup of butter, and I'm using unsalted butter, a half a cup of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now, if you're using salted butter, simply omit the salt. Okay, our first step, we're going to grab ourselves a little bowl. So I've got my toasted ground almonds in here. We're going to add in our flour, our baking powder, and our salt. Let's get all our salt in here. I'm breaking down this recipe into little stages just so that it's easier to follow. So we're just gonna take our whisk and just whisk this up. So our next step, we want to get a larger bowl. We're gonna take all of our butter and just pop that right in there. Then we're gonna take our brown sugar and get that in there. And as always, we're going to cream our butter with our sugar. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly start creaming this all together. So I'll keep combining this together and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I've been going about a minute. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in my first egg. And what will happen here is the egg's actually going to help everything come together, this first egg. So we'll get our first egg in, and we'll get that going. And there we go, that's egg number 2. And then our vanilla. So get that in. Okay, at this point you can see that it's nice and really well combined, nice and fluffy, and you can see the actual color is much lighter, telling us that there's a lot of air in the actual mixture. Now at this point what we're going to do is I've got my chocolate chips here. I'm using Hershey's chocolate chips, and you have 2 options here. You can gently melt these in the microwave, or you can melt them over a double boiler. Today I'm just going to be melting them in the microwave. I'm going to be using the defrost mode. I'm going to pop them in, and I'm going to slowly melt these. I will do that, and I will be back. Okay, I just wanted to show you how I gently melted in the microwave using the defrost. You can see that some of these chips right here, you can actually see that they look like they're not melted at all. However, when you start pushing them, they start falling apart. They're not completely melted, but this is what happens when you gently melt it. I'm going to zap this just a little bit more, so probably maybe another 20 seconds, maybe 15, just to completely melt it, and then we're going to incorporate it into our mixture here. Alright, so I microwaved this another 15 seconds and it's completely melted now. And you always use the defrost mode. Well, there we go. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to get this all right into our mixture. Use a spatula because that really helps you get everything out. You don't want to waste anything. And we'll use our mixer and start combining this together. And this smells great. You really want this well combined because now we're going to be adding in our dry ingredients. Alright, at this point we're going to add in our dry mixture. We'll just get that all in there, just like that. And I'll just mix this portion in. So that is our flour and our ground almonds, and our baking powder and salt. Okay, we'll get the rest in. There we go. And we'll mix that up. So at this point right now, I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap and we're going to pop it in the fridge for a good hour to chill down. Okay, we'll just get our plastic wrap on here. And I'm going to pop this into the fridge for a good hour. You can leave it in there longer if you wish. You can leave it in an hour and a half if you find that it's not really setting up that well. It all depends on the temperature of your chocolate. If your chocolate was pretty warm when you poured it in, it might need a little bit more than an hour. But we'll try it at an hour and I'll be back in a while. Alright, at this point I've had my chocolate cookie dough mixture in the fridge for quite some time and it's very, very firmed up right now. But before we get to that, what I want to show you here is we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that sugar. So we had 1 cup of sugar here, 1 cup of sugar here, and we don't really need all of that. So we don't want to waste too much of it. So just put a little bit in each one to start off, okay? I had to give an amount, so I didn't know what to, actually do, but I wanted to make sure that you had enough sugar. So we've got our sugar here and we've got our sugar here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab our nice mixture here, okay? And I've got myself a tiny ice cream scoop and I'll just show you how well this is set up. Oh, and this is going to be a very, very nice mixture. You see that, how well that has set up? And what we're going to do is we're going to put this right into first our regular white sugar. So you're going to take it. If it's not too much in a ball, you can just kind of, make it into a ball. And then we're going to roll it in first our regular sugar, just like that. And then into the powdered sugar. Okay? Just like that. Then we're going to take a tray and we're going to just put them right on the tray like that. And we're going to have our oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I will put a little notice earlier on in the video just to remind you. So when you actually do, when you're almost ready to be bringing out your cookie dough mixture out of the fridge, what you want to do is get your oven going, a good 15 minutes before, that you're ready to do that. So there's our first chocolate almond crackle, our little cookie, all right, and we'll get another one done. You can use 2 spoons if you wish. Just roll it around a little bit into the sugar. And these are going to flatten out quite a bit, so they don't have to be perfectly round. And then into this sugar. There we go. Get them nicely coated. All right. We'll just get another one here. Okay. So into our first sugar, our regular sugar. Just like that. And then into our icing sugar. Just like that. And we'll get it into regular sugar. And then into the icing sugar. And there we go. Perfect. My first batch just came out of the oven. I baked them for exactly 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I just wanted to show you how many more I did manage to make. So I've got another full tray here. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, and another small tray here. So quite a few. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and bake all the rest of these, and I'll show you them all after they're all baked and cooled. Alright, so here are my baked cookies. I wanted to show you them on the tray so you could see how much they have actually spread out. So that is the first tray. Then our second tray. So there's the second tray of cookies. And then my final and third tray of cookies. So that's how many the batch made. So there we go. So these are my chocolate almond crackle cookies. And just before I go, I just wanted to show you the nice texture on these cookies. Really, really nice. And you can see what the actual icing sugar has done. It's given that little crackle effect. And this is a very crunchy cookie, by the way. Just listen. There we go. Great, great cookie. Mmm. Really, really lovely crunch. This is a great recipe. I hope you try it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. And please subscribe to my Bake Like a Pro YouTube channel, and also click that notification bell to be alerted every time I upload a brand new video.